What the hell's going on, everybody? Like I said when I made the video, the weekend it happened, the day after it happened, the assassination attempt, basically said, I wouldn't be jumping to any crazy conclusions. I wouldn't be reading too much into any of the news reports that are out that day, because they're all probably going to be at least somewhat wrong, just because it's impossible to have accurate information pretty much that fast. Looks like the details are starting to trickle out, and it's starting to get a little more interesting, a little more conspiracy laden, a little more. It's leaning towards some more insane shit, I would say. I mean, it's definitely getting a little nuts. We're starting to figure out some details about the guy, the Crooks guy who actually tried to shoot Trump. As far as we understand, like, there's no news reports or anything that are out about his, like, true motive. He doesn't have a manifesto or anything that we know of. I mean, he's a teenage kid who they were calling a loner at the beginning, but supposedly not so much anymore. He had friends, and he hung out basically with the weird kids of his school, is what they're saying now, and shit like that. They're obviously trying to like fill in this kid's life, fill in the blanks on this kid's life or whatever. I mean, I don't know if it necessarily matters. Obviously, the motive would be interesting to understand why he thought that was why he tried to do it. They went we're going full spectrum now. I mean, they went all the way from saying, oh, he had a Trump sign in his front yard at his house, and then he donated to Biden, so then they were doing that thing, and now we're coming all the way full circle of, oh, he was definitely a Republican, and now we're back to basically square one, or he's either politically unaligned or leftist, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. There's an interview with one of his classmates basically coming out and saying this kid was a Hispanic kid who supported Trump at one point, or still does, whatever, it doesn't really matter, but he basically had a little conversation with this kid in class, Crooks, the one that tried to assassinate Trump, and this Crooks kid basically told him if he's Hispanic, shouldn't he hate Trump by default, basically, which is like classic liberal shit. Like, if you're a minority, you can't be a Republican, so that's a little weird to say. Who knows, though? Like I said, I mean, we gotta wait. You just gotta wait. There's no point in speculating too much. I mean, it's this kid's word, this classmate of his. Would he make something up like that? I mean, maybe. I don't know why. For attention, I guess, is what people would say. He wants some clout. He wants a little piece of the pie, I guess. Who knows? Like I said, I don't know if his motivation's the biggest thing. The real interesting part that's starting to come out now is either just sheer negligence on the side of Secret Service, the police, basically any law enforcement that was involved in protecting Trump at the rally, versus straight up inside job on this one, where it's like there was some sort of, maybe not a plan necessarily to assassinate Trump, but more of a plan to let whatever happen type thing. Because, I mean, it's starting to get, I mean, I'm willing to believe some crazy shit. Like, throughout my life, I've started to realize how we got some stupid motherfuckers around here. Like, there's plenty of stupid people. You'll run into stupid people left and right. It wouldn't surprise me to learn that there's some stupid motherfuckers in the Secret Service, in the local cops, in the local police force that is Butler, Pennsylvania. Whatever, that is what it is. But how much stupidity and how much negligence are you willing to believe in, like, a series of events? Because we're getting past my ability to believe it. Like, and like I said, I have a pretty high capacity for believing people are idiots. There's plenty of stupid to go around, but we're stacking it high, man. It's getting out of control. So now there's like a timeline of events coming out. There's obviously inside sources that are anonymous. There's people reporting they have anonymous sources just separately from everything that's coming out, besides like major news outlets, that they, either the Secret Service or the police that were on the ground at the time, were aware of this dude as some level of threat. Not necessarily a shooter, but they noticed him up to an hour before Trump even started speaking. which is like, okay, that's kind of like, that's weird but acceptable. There was no drone footage, like there's no drone coverage. You would think, I mean, we're in this age of technology. You don't think the Secret Service has access to drones, and they wouldn't have a drone in the air to surveil the whole general area from the air to keep an eye on things. They definitely should or would normally, you would think. Then there was another update that this person, this Crooks guy, was noticed 10 minutes before the shooting happened. And in my mind, the hour is kind of acceptable. You're like, hey, they go over the radio maybe, and they're like, hey, we got this dude walking around. He's being kind of suspicious, weird, whatever. Keep an eye on him. Keep it moving. 10 minutes. How and why would they let Trump come up on the stage? That's their whole job. That's the whole purpose of what the Secret Service is doing, pretty much. What the fuck are you doing? Don't let him go up, obviously. And that's where people in general, and I'm starting to lean that way too, is like, people are starting to get this feeling of like, ooh, this seems a little suspicious. Too many negligent things happening in a row that I'm starting to think you might have tried to do it on purpose. And now we're getting stuff coming out from the local cops. The Butler police were saying the Secret Service basically pawned it off on them. There's a bunch of finger pointing going on, playing the blame game out here. And Butler police come out and say, no, it was not our responsibility to cover that roof. Our responsibility, and we have evidence, which I've yet to see, but we'll see if they come out with it, was basically traffic duty, because we don't have enough people to cover all that stuff. And the Secret Service obviously had snipers on the roof. We've all seen the video right behind Trump there on the roof. They had snipers on other roofs as well, but not the one the guy shot from, which would be like the most obvious one to shoot from, because it's a decent way away, but not that far, and he has a line of sight at the stage. Okay, so that's wild. We also found out those snipers that are on the roof in the picture, the guy that flinches when the shots start flying, weren't actually the guys who killed the guy on the roof, killed the would-be assassin on the roof. It was actually another set of snipers behind him on a different roof that we have no video of. And supposedly, I think it was CNN was coming out and saying their audio forensics or whatever went through the video, and they hear up to three weapons going off. So that's whoever killed him, the guys on the roof far away out of the video, the would-be assassin on that roof, and then somebody else fired a weapon. And we don't know, as of right now, where that came from, so we'll be waiting to hear that. The thing is, though, too, is that 10-minute mark, they let him go up on the stage. And it's like, okay, even if you fucked that one up, now there's videos where people have synced all the audio from Trump speaking 2 minutes before the shooting starts of motherfuckers with their phones out recording the guy on the roof with the gun. He's laying on the roof already there. Before he's even shot yet, multiple minutes before he's shot yet, there's people recording him yelling, there's a man on the roof. He has a gun. That's 2 minutes. That's plenty of time to pull him off the stage and be like, shut this shit down, get him the fuck off that stage right now. And one, I mean, if there's people yelling, and there's, in the original video from BBC, the guy with the Guy Fieri hat on claiming that they told police, there's no way in the age we are of radio and them having interconnected systems that they wouldn't be able to radio it in that there's a guy on the roof with a gun. Because that guy said he saw him with a gun. And if they did, and if the snipers could see him, why the fuck didn't they just shoot him then? If you're laying on a roof with a rifle at a presidential rally aimed in the general direction of the president, you would think the Secret Service is going to end your ass. Like, I don't know what you thought was going to happen, but yeah, this is America, land of the free, home of the brave shit. You can have guns and all that, but you cannot set up in a sniper position and aim the gun at the president. I think we draw a pretty solid line there. I don't think that's out of bounds for me to say. So that's wild. So now we're to 2 minutes basically of time where they could have been on the radio and basically shot this guy, and or I don't know if Trump has an earpiece in. Maybe not. Who knows? You would think he would have an earpiece in. I think he did. And actually, in one of the images of him getting shot in the ear, I think you can see the earpiece dangling out after they stand him back up. You think they couldn't tell him, just be like, hey, you need to get off the stage now? Like, in a 3, 2, 1, we're going to send up Secret Service, and they're going to pull you off the stage and surround you, and we'll walk you off, and we'll explain to the crowd what's going on after that. Nope, didn't do that. So there's at least 3 missed opportunities at this point. I've also heard stuff about how the ladder got there, how he got up on the roof, all that. That he was walking around days in advance with a rangefinder at a presidential rally site, and it's like, bro, what the fuck? I mean, it's getting too ridiculous. Unbelievable. I think Rogan said something about that. I watched a little clip of him talking about it. He was like, this shit wouldn't even fly as a movie script, because you'd be like, this is bullshit. This doesn't make any sense. And then the last one is apparently now they're saying two cops, who were aware of him on the roof already because they went to look. One of the cops boosted the other cop up, grabs the roof, peeks his head over the roof at the guy on the shooter on the roof, and basically gets his attention enough to get the kid to turn around and aim the gun at the cop who peeked his head over the roof, and that guy ducks and then falls off the roof basically because he was just hanging on. And they immediately radio it in. There's a man on the roof with a rifle. And then still there was a delay after that before he actually shot at Trump. I mean, we're getting to levels of impossibility that it's just, like I said, it's not believable. I don't know what. We got to wait, obviously. There's people talking too that there's going to be like text logs of all the logs of their channels they're talking on, all their radio channels at some point as well that are going to come out, and we'll get a full timeline. Like I said, I mean, things keep getting more complex as it goes, but you get all the information eventually. You just got to wait a little while. But I mean, it's getting nuts. There were some senators at the RNC, like the Republican National Convention, came out and fucking tried to stick it to the lady who's the director of the Secret Service, and they're asking her, what the fuck are you doing? Basically, you should resign or explain yourself right now, because, like I said, it's getting suspect. And I mean, don't act like I would never act like that's not the most likely thing to happen, especially once we heard about it originally. But the more details that come out, I'm starting to think that it being allowed to happen was the most likely scenario. And I mean, if that comes out, oh, shit's going to get wild. I mean, it would have got wild, and it would have got more wild if Trump would have actually been killed, obviously, because shit would have popped off. But it comes out in some way, or it doesn't even have to be proven. It just has to have a doubt in people's mind that the Secret Service basically allowed an assassination attempt to fly. And I wouldn't doubt that things pop off a little bit, because people are not going to like that. And I mean, in a lot of ways, how can you blame them? You can't be advocating for violence and all that, but you're going to piss some people off, because, I mean, that's insane. That's your whole job, and you failed it, obviously. But if you intentionally failed it, ooh, buddy, it's going to be a bad day for you guys. I don't know what the fuck you were doing. I don't know what the cops were doing. I don't know what the Secret Service was doing. I mean, we'll figure out more and more as we go. But it's starting to get a little spicy. And, I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. Hope you guys got something out of it. I've been following this. I mean, this is the biggest news pretty much we've had in a long, long time. So I just keep listening. As the details come out, I'll keep putting them together, conglomerate it a little bit. Hope you got something out of the video. Like it if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel if you're still watching at this point. I mean, I'll still be pumping out news. I like doing the finance stuff and the political stuff. I mean, finance, there's only so much of the finance stuff, especially until I can get some people to comment, drop their thoughts, give me some scenarios, talk about some things personally. I'll gladly do that, but I mean, this is current events type situation now, so we'll see. But I'll catch you guys. Tomorrow's Friday, going into the weekend. One more video, and then we're out for a nice weekend. See you then.